Today we'll get started on our spine, so just rolling onto your back. And making yourself comfortable in any way you need to. Your knees can be bent, lean together. Just a different perspective to start with sometimes. We'll find our breath and just slow down a little bit. If you need to, just take a little roll of your knees toward your chest, massage your lower back. I think I may just leave my knees bent here. And you might even just take a little side-to-side movement with your legs. So nice and easy. We're not trying to stretch anything out, just kind of warming up and find what area is really tight. And if it's causing you any problems, just try and adjust your posture. Turn your head from side to side as well. And my feet are just going to be a little wider, maybe. I'm just going to rest my hands on my belly, lean my knees together. Make the head comfortable too, so if you need something under your head so your chin is not poking way up into the ceiling, up to the sky, go ahead and do that. Just a nice little blanket or something. A little slight tug of your chin, just so you've got a long spine. You might even just notice your breath as you move in and out if you've got your hands to your belly. Nice slow inhales and exhales through your nose if you can. You can let it out through your mouth if you need to. Taking the time to set aside your day, all the busyness of your life. Maybe you're at your job. Taking a break from that. Taking some care time for yourself, and thank you for doing that today. So let your eyes soften, your jaw soften, so you make some space between your teeth. If you haven't already, just take a scan of your body and note how you feel. Maybe let that guide you in your practice today, just to take care of any areas that might need special care. One or two more nice, bigger breaths. Really fill up. On your exhale, go ahead and extend one leg and extend your other leg. And then on your next inhale, take your arms over your head. A big long inhale. Exhale, just find that big stretch through your fingers and toes. And as you exhale, your hands come down. And go ahead and bend your knees again. Bring them into your chest. A little squeeze. And then extend one leg out. Knee can be bent or leg can be all the way up. And comfortably take your leg overhead, hands behind your thighs. Point and flex your foot. And find a little circle of your ankle. And then knee comes into your chest, toward your armpit. Maybe just take your arm behind your thigh here and rock in and out with your hip. And then little circles here for your hip. Take that leg overhead, maybe another flex or a little point. And then just take it nice and slow down to the floor. Pointing and flexing. And then switch sides so your other leg will come into your chest. Nice squeeze toward your armpit, leg overhead, point and flex, warming up here, warming up some joints. Circle here, circle the other way. And then that knee toward the armpit in and out here, just nice easy movement with that hip, and then some circling one way, circle the other way. One more time, point and flex. And then point and flex all the way down to the floor. And then bend your knees up again. One knee up and then the other feet wide, and then drop knees to one side. Maybe a little more deliberate kind of a twist. So dropping maybe that inner knee here a little closer to the floor. And turning over your opposite shoulder if that feels right. Do that one more time either way. We'll warm up with the hips, the spine. Then go ahead and turn to one side, or maybe rock a couple times and come up to seated. I'm just going to come up on my knees here and circle my wrists now. And we'll do that stretch of our carpal tunnel stretch of our forearms. So stretch out one arm, other hand just kind of just lets those fingers draw back, your palm presses forward. Nice deep breaths here. You can let that elbow be soft as well. Take it to the other side. Just pay attention to the differences in the sides of your body, the shoulders. And no critical judgments, just noting that, and you know how to proceed. So circle a little bit and then touch those backs of your fists together and palm at the wrists. Nice cross away, and then reach your arms back. Shoulders drop, maybe clasp those hands. A little shrug of your shoulders. Let's take one arm across. Hold it at the elbow or so. Take the other arm across. And again, here, notice shoulders. Shoulders can be so different here. So twirl out your fingers here. I'm going to sit down on the mat now, stretch out my legs wide, maybe in a nice straddle here. Change my mind. I'm going to put my legs together and we're going to take a nice, easy forward bend. So I'm going to strap here, put it around my feet. So any issues with your back, have a seat on a blanket just to lift your hips up a little bit. So big inhale, lengthen up. You're going to have to, need to find that pelvic tilt forward. So maybe just walk your hands down on that strap a little bit. You can have soft knees here even. And just let yourself kind of relax into this forward bend. Okay, you don't even need to have the strap. You can just let things go. Keep that flexion in your feet. And a little, just kind of sway side to side. Then come back up to center and reach your arms up. And take them behind now. We're just going to take a modified tabletop, so a little shrug of your shoulders. Maybe your fingers, your palms touch the floor. Then you lift with your heart and take your gaze up and maybe open your throat. Bones are grounded. And go ahead and release. Now I'm going to take my legs wide. Maybe bend one knee and we're just going to take a little kind of a side plank stretch. A nice, easy one. Come up on your knee and just kind of do what feels good here. So hand is on the floor or can rest on a block. Find some circles with that arm. And then go ahead and have a seat. Gonna shake out your legs and let's switch those sides and we'll just come up on our side this way. So we'll stretch across through our spine and across our chest as we lift our arm up. Some movements here, some circling with that arm. And then go ahead and have a seat. The legs can touch your toes here now. Touch your feet together, supine cobblers, make a big diamond here. Again, you might still be sitting on that blanket with your hips lifted a little bit and a nice tall spine. Maybe lift your pelvis here and your sits bones round, and then just so you can tilt forward, maybe take one more nice little forward bend here. Nothing huge. Let yourself ram forward just a little bit. Then go ahead and release. Extend your legs out and come back on your elbows, on your forearms. A little lift of your heart. So all the different movements of our spine, flexion and extension. And then come up to seat. We're going to take gate pose this morning. We're going to just check it out and keep us connected here. So I'm on my knees. I might have a blanket here if I need to under my knees for a little extra padding, but I do have two mats, so that helps pretty much. So from here, I'm standing on my knees and I'm going to extend one leg out. And I'm going to grab a block. And the edge of my foot can be on the mat, or the foot can be planted, and I'm going to hold onto a block here. So I've got my right leg extended, and I've got this block over here on the left. When we come into another side pose, so lift that left arm up and over your ear, and let your right arm slide down just a little bit on that leg. So we've got gate pose here. Little lateral stretch of the spine. Let's just soften and extend. And then my hand is going to come to a block. If you feel like you can do it on the floor, that's fine, but this just helps with alignment. So I'm going to take my left hand to that block. And then we're going to come into a half moon here from our knees. So half moon, and you don't have to lift your leg. For strength, for balance, this is a really good pose. So I'm pushing through my heel. Arm is reaching up. And my hand is grounded either on the floor or on the wall. And then I'm going to let that foot come down, and we're just going to float back into that gate pose. And we're going to float to that half moon. So whatever version you'd like, I'm going to go ahead and just flow here a couple more times. So we've got that mountain alignment. I'm not rolling my shoulder forward. Everything is lined up. My arm can go over my ear here too if you go. And take things down. So shake out your hips. We'll switch sides. Okay, gate pose on the other side. So my left leg is stretched out. Block is on the right side on the floor, just the side of my leg. We start out with gate pose. So the right arm comes up and over my ear, I'm taking a lateral bend. It might not be far. Your lateral bend might be just the arm straight up. Take a little softening here. Times before you really slide into this pose. And then next pose, we'll come into our half moon. And that foot can stay on the mat. We can lift up for strength. And a good balance challenge. So I'm pressing out through my heel again. Fingertips are reaching toward the ceiling. And maybe my gaze goes up there for my neck, just looking a different direction. One more breath here. And float down. We'll take that gate pose again. And left hand slides down the leg, maybe. Float back up, half moon. Do it one more time. And if you'd like to take the arm over your ear, a little more challenge, engage that belly. Knee is grounded, hand is grounded there. We're finding a length and a nice opening of our whole body here. Opening of the chest, lengthening of the spine. Come back. We come to our knees now and just relax back into chest. The knees can be wide, wider if you want. Lower down, or you can come to a block. Or the floor, or stack your hands. You want to rest your arms a little bit. A little internal rotation of those shoulders. Take your arms along your side. Shake out things here. Don't let everything be static, so you can move. All right, next breath or two. Curl your toes. Get up to a downward dog. Nice soft knees here. We'll walk the dog. And then walk your feet forward a couple times here. Keep your legs a little wide here. Your hands can be up on the block here. We're in a forward, widespread forward bend. I'll bring this block up just a little bit, take a little half lift, and then I'm going to exhale down. I can have my knees soft here. Now parallel your feet, bend into your knees, take your hands to your thighs, and just come on. We'll just come up to our mountain pose, bring our feet parallel, or they can come closer together, hands at our hearts. And the mountain pose is stacked joints from our ears down to our ankles. Our feet are rooted into the earth. And the palms can actually, arms can just be down along your side, but have energy through those arms even. So nothing is just, you know, there's a little work with mountain pose. Maybe just close your eyes again and just see how you're feeling in this standing pose. I'm going to move my block out of the way here now. Step forward here and come into chair pose. So arms can just be at my heart center as I bend into my knees. And then we can stand up. Find a little flow here. So hands can be there, hands can be forward. Hands are at my heart, take a little turn one way. Twist, keep your knees kind of parallel here. Come back to center, let's take the other side, a little twist. And come up here, stand up, and then step back for warrior one. I'm going to step back with my right leg. Hands can still stay at my heart, bend and straighten into that front leg. So you want to see your knee aligned over your foot. The back leg is a little straighter, but that knee can be soft as well. Have space here, railroad tracks for our warrior one. Nice strengthening pose for our legs, our hips. And then somewhere here, you can take your arms where it's comfortable. If you've warmed up a little bit, maybe take them up in a nice V, take a gaze up. And then on your exhale, put your hands down to the floor, straighten that front leg. And you can come to the block here. Pyramid pose. And then bend into that knee. Standing warrior one. And go ahead and step forward. Take it to the other side here. So we're in our chair pose again. A couple times, maybe those arms come up over your ears. And then bring big fists and bring those elbows back. And have your spine more upright here. Hands to your heart. Go ahead and step back with my left foot here for warrior one. Bend and straighten. And find your warrior one. On your exhale, just take it forward. You can have that knee soft, come to that block or to the floor. Straighten that front leg now for pyramid pose. Both hips are tracking back. From here, I'm gonna walk around to the left into a straddle position where we started. Back this up again. So my feet are wide. I'm going to take one more downward dog. We're going to walk. Just have our feet parallel but widespread. Block that block out. Lower your ears between your biceps. Rest those hands right on that block. While my hips pretty much stay over my head. A nice downward dog without having to be on your wrists. One more big breath. Go ahead and come down to your knees. Bring those knees together. Come to all fours. Take a cat-cow. So into our cat, into our cow. Take it back to child's. Find line here, forehead, rest on the floor, over again on the block, whatever comfortable that is. And then slide forward. Come into Sphinx pose here for another little back bend. So my elbows are under my shoulders, palms are on the mat, the forearms are on the mat. I take a little lift here of my pelvis, press the pubic bone down, and then lengthen through my spine as my heart comes forward. So you can take a little lift of that throat if you like. Press those big fingers down, spread wide, toe nails to the mat. Then go ahead and lower down. Shake things out, and you're going to come up all fours, maybe back to child's pose or a kneeling dog. Some kind of pose here where you can stretch forward again. And I'm going to find my way onto my back one more time. So rocking back, we're just going to find a nice banana shape of our body now. So the body is lengthened out. From here, I'm going to walk my feet over to one side. So walk my feet to the right. And then my shoulders are going to move to the right. And the arms are overhead too. My shoulders and my arms. So I've got my mountain alignment. My body is not rolling to the side. It's just nice and flat. I'm getting this nice banana shape. Nice big breath into this outer side of your body where you've got those ribs nice and open. Relax a little bit, bring things back to center. And then walk your feet the other direction. And I forgot to tell you here. So walk the shoulders over as well. Cross that, those legs too with the right foot crossed over the left. If it feels like it, not just don't do it. That's just too much. Find some ease in this pose. We're kind of slowing down again. Nice big breath into the right side of your body. And then next breath or two, just kind of ease out of that pose. Bring your feet down to the mat, knees bend. Lift your hips up and kind of shake them out. I'm going to just do a little flowing bridge here. Just get a little realignment. So lift the hips up, not usually high, but take those arms up and over your ears. And exhale. Take them down and take a lift again. Then on an exhale, lower your hips down, keep your arms there, and then bring it down. Go ahead and just let your knees drop out to the sides, put your feet together, side cobblers. Maybe here a little lift of your pelvis and a tuck of your tailbone, so it's going more straight forward, and that might help you find ease in your spine. I like to find cactus arms here, or that 90-degree bend of my arms, just to check out posture. Tuck your shoulder blades under your back and turn your head side to side. Just let your head drop. Let things shake out again. And release any tension that may have been built up. If you need one final pose, go ahead and do that. If you need a twist, maybe just taking your knees to one side and turning your head the other way. It can be a very simple twist. Let your knees drop the other way. And here we are at Shavasana. Just extend your legs out, knees bent. What works for you. Let everything soften, including your mind. But focus away from that busyness of your day in your mind. And just take note of how you're feeling. Slow the breath down. As much time as you need in Shavasana. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for practicing.